Peace and welcome to New Black Knowledge. Welcome to New Black Knowledge. I am here on a Saturday. I can't be around for too long, but I am here. Peace to everybody in the building. Peace to the brother Rastaman, Get That Work TV, and the with Suriname Bruce. So, why am I here? This guy, Aboriginal Power, keeps saying he wants to smoke. Boy, he's getting bold. Like I think they coming out of that turtle shell that they say they in. Say coming out that shell. Can y'all hear me? Let me see. I could look for myself to make sure my sound is right. Let me make sure my sound is correct before I even begin, so I'm not talking to myself. Let's go to New Black Knowledge. Peace, peace, peace. I hope people can hear me. Y'all hear me? Okay, I can hear myself. I can hear now. Peace, melanated goddess. Peace, New Black World Order. Peace, me in the building. Today's going to be an Aboriginal souffle. It's going to be an Aboriginal souffle today. See, we've been chilling over here. I mean, lucky I'm in school. I would have kept going. You know what I'm saying? But I got time today. So this guy here, Mr. Aboriginal Power, he's bold. He's calling the guard out, and he wants to smoke. So I'm here to give you what you asked for. So let me show you peace, wisdom. Let me show the screen just so you know we can see. This has been an ongoing conversation for a couple of days. I mean, so you know, sometimes you gotta oblige these guys. So here you go here in the corner. So this guy, I told him he called himself God of the Geechee. So this is what he calls himself now, the Lord of the Geechee. He said, I'm going live in 5. Pull up. I'm like, get that head busted. I said, I have school today. I can't. I told him Saturday. We good today. You want that smoke? Yeah, I want that smoke. I was able to go live now. So I'm here so that people can see this guy, Mr. Aboriginal TV. He's bold. So I'm in a hangout with him. Sent him the link. And let's see if Mr. Aboriginal Power is going to show up. But before I begin, you know what I'm going to do. You already know what I'm about to show. And this is dedicated to you, Aboriginal Power, until you get here. This is dedicated to you. I know it hurts. This is dedicated to you. I press play. This is my anthem. It's time.
New Black Knowledge is over there right now calling you niggas out, saying y'all Aboriginals is fake, and Africans was over here running shit in the 14 and 1500s. None of you niggas gonna show up over there. I hope you show up, Aboriginal Power.
Hold up. What he said? What he said? Hold up. I bet you that boy don't show up.
I hope you show up for me. That's all I'm saying. I hope you show up for me. I'm not about to say nothing negative about him. I don't have to say nothing negative about him. The proof in the there's a channel called motherfucking New Black Knowledge that's dogging Aboriginals. Dogging you $5 Indians. It's on motherfucking New Black Power channel tonight. All of them is going to drop the bad ball. There's a Pan-African right now that everybody's scared of in the Aboriginal community. Kerr Mayo and Raborn. Raborn's channel the other day. I went over there to debate for the Aboriginals, and none of them bitch ass niggas showed up over there. Did nothing. None of the Indians, indigenous. Now Raborn and them seeing it. Now Raborn and them over there calling out all the Aboriginals. Talking about Africans is over here in the 1500s. So see, now Raborn put all you Aboriginals and indigenous, he about to put y'all to the test. He about to see if y'all agents or not.
Yeah, buddy. Let's see. Is he in the chat? Is he here? Is he here? Good for the donation. Good, Novell. Where's this guy at? Where's Aboriginal Power? Where is you? Man, he got 2 minutes to pull up, man. I'm going to start without him. He got 2 minutes. Let me go on this Google. Let me get him. Come on. Yo. Come on, son. Type your hair again. Come on. Oh, let me give you. You know what? We're going to even make it worse. We're going to call you. What's taking you so long? You calling the God talking about you want that smoke. I'm here to oblige you. Let's go. Call. Come on. Give me a second, family. I'm trying to get this in here. Phone call. Come on, buddy. Okay. We're going to do it like this. Y'all give me 2 minutes, man. Give me 2 minutes. We'll begin. I'll drop some information, but I'm waiting for this guy. I'll keep calling me out. You looking for me. I'm here. I got time today. Come on. Y'all hear the phone ringing. Don't run. Don't run, son. I think he on the run, y'all. I think he on the run. He on the run. So he ran and he ran and he ran. That boy on the run. Aboriginal Power. Raborn is here for the smoke. And you running. Don't come to my channel, coming in the comments, talking about, yo, let's get it in. Let's go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to decapitate you intellectually. So he ain't showing up. I know he not. So I'm just going to get this build on. And if we show up, then, you know, I'll just go through it again. So the discussion you see is black voices of the 1700s and the 1800s. My contention is that the black people who wrote and built organizations from the 1700s and the 1800s knew their culture, knew their origin. I contend, or I say, that there is no Aboriginals or so-called black people at these time frames that are writing, saying the things that these guys are saying today. Where in the black free community are these black people saying we the original Cherokee? We the original this. We always been here. Ain't no slave trade happen. Where is that? That's why we are here today. That's what we're here to do. And I'm here to demonstrate. But they had a powwow today. Stop tripping. How am I tripping if he's messaging me? Tone 360. What do you mean they had a powwow? I don't got nothing to do with that. You the guy messaging me. He's the guy messaging me. So now I got time. Let's go. What you mean they had a powwow? Anyway, what I'm going to do, we're going to go through some information. We're going to talk about a couple of things here. And I hope you guys like the information that you see. So let me go back here for a second here. So you hear us normally talk about mutual aid societies. You hear certain things we say. I'm going to bring it to the foundation, and I'm going to share my screen now. And this. And yeah, I'm tripping all the way. I want all the smoke tone 360. I want to get them. I want them. I want them on the totem pole. So now, as you heard us build and you hear us talk about these mutual aid societies, we're going to have a discussion about some of them that you heard, but I'm really going to specifically be dealing with this. This one is called the African Union Society. See the date here? The date of founding is 1780. There's some evidence that could say it could have started a little earlier or slightly a couple later, but this is what this is saying here, right? So now, this specific organization was founded in 1780, was created in Newport, and the individual that created this was Newport Gardner, Pompey Zingo Stevens, were two of the leaders in creating the African Union Society. By providing the basic record-keeping services previously mentioned, the society hoped to encourage a strong family structure for all blacks in Newport. Additionally, the African Union Society took on young black apprentices in hope of creating a pathway to freedom for them. One of the ways Gardner was able to purchase his freedom was through trade. Now, here's the thing with Mr. Newport Gardner. Mr. Newport Gardner actually comes from where? He comes from Africa. His family sent him here for education. So this is in the 1780s. He becomes one of the first black musicians, right? Here. And he buys his freedom this way. So we're going to go to this place here. And there's also, right here, you see a female counterpart called the African Female Benevolent Society, right? Was created by the group, etc. And then you hear this is their cemetery, which is called God Little's Acre. So off the rip, directly after the Revolutionary War, you have these free blacks, and this guy specifically from Africa, straight up, because his family sent him there. And he buys his freedom, and the first thing they do is organize. Now let's take a look. Let's check to see what they do. Let me go back here. We're going to go do some more knowledge here. Let me share this real quick for y'all. Okay. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So this is called God's Little Acre. So this is a burial ground in Rhode Island. On some of these tombstones, you'll have the names of Nubia, Solomon, Tiki. You'll see them saying descendant of Africa, 1801, all that. I kind of showed that before, right? So now, here is one of the proceedings or correspondences that you probably saw us speak about before. It says, in January 24, 1787, the letter from the African Union Society President Anthony Taylor to abolitionist William Thornton, Taylor proclaims the interest of the society for organizing a return and settlement back to Africa. Key words: return and settlement back to Africa. Date: January 1787. Here's the thing, sir. Our earnest desire of returning to Africa and settling there has induced us further to trouble you with these lines in order to convey to your mind a more particular and full idea of our proposal. We want to know by what right our tenure we shall possess said lands when we settle upon them, for we should think it not safe and unwise for us to go and settle on lands of Africa unless the right and fee of the land of first firmly and then proper is made. This is one letter. All right. So then you'll have another letter of them dealing with trying to get money. So now, what do these people do? You hear these guys yelling about education, blah, 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 right? Education, 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 right? Education, education. Here, what does this say? The African Benevolent Society of Newport, with it may be generally known that they have opened a school. Say what? They have opened a school kept by who? Newport Gardner, number 8 school, Fleet, the object of which is to see, influence, then I keep messing up because this old English, the F is the S, and inspire all of the colored people in this town who are inclined to an end as the plan of the school is approved, right? So here it says the African Benevolent Society of New York, with it be generally known that they have opened a school kept by Newport Gardner, right? And they opened the school. So they opened the school to educate their people, and they call it the what? The African school. Who's teaching in there? The black people. African women. Here we go. Let's look at the black woman. African women were able to become members of the African Unionist Society, but they were restricted from having voting rights. Not to be outdone, Newport African women led by Obartana and Sarah Lena would establish the African Female Benevolent Society in 1809. The Women's Society led the efforts to raise funds in support of African widows and their children, along with supporting the African Free School. So this is what they did. The names of these members: Nubia Tiki. Look at this: Bristol Yama, Cuffy. Oh, Cuffy, they're not from Africa. Right. So now you guys have a new school called the African School, created by them, by a society called the African Union Society and the African Benevolent Society, and the female congregation that got funds, etc., for this school. Let's go out. Let's go back in. Let's see. Have my boy joined? Nope, he didn't join yet. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we want to look at exactly what are these societies? What are they? There's lots of them. There's lots of them. So let me share this. Okay, let me put this on the screen. So there's lots of them. We didn't seen this before. So you see these right here: Free African Union Society, right? Free African Society, Boston; Free Dark Men of Color, Charleston; New York African Society in New York; African Benevolent Society in Ohio; Baltimore Society for Relief in Case of Seizure; African American Female Literary Association, etc., going down the line. But we want to see something. I want to show something. I want to show this benevolent connection. And here we are. Now, what you're looking at is the Massachusetts Review. So I'm going to come up here. And I'm going to blow this up so you guys can see this. Let's get it big. Pause. No homo. Okay. It says, along the lines similar to the African Union Society, the Benevolent Society quickly became the most prevalent form of organization for free blacks. The first annual report of the American Moral Reform Society, established in 1837 by free blacks to extend the principles of universal peace and goodwill to all mankind by promoting sound morality, concluded that benevolent societies were the most widespread type of association among free Afro-Americans in the 5 states surveyed: Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. So for those who are from New Jersey, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania in the chat, you have some homework to do. Come back and tell us about these societies that exist there. Moving along. These voluntary associations outstripped even the church. Let's repeat that. These voluntary associations outstripped even the church as the predominant structure among free blacks. All right? So now, what we are looking at here, right here, is that this type of organization named African, has these specific principles to take care of the community, and it outdid the church. Where'd it come from? Where did these principles come from? Let's keep moving. So this guy here named F.W. Butts Thompson, he has a book on the West African secret societies. So what we're going to look at is this. It says W.F. Butts Thompson has delineated 3 types of secret societies in West Africa, many of which existed during the time of the slave trade. The mystic and religious societies included priests and holy men who supervised religious practices in their area. The democratic and patriotic societies contain economic, social, and political groups. Black benevolent societies more closely resembled these associations. Let me repeat this. The democratic and patriotic societies contained economic, social, and political groups. Black benevolent societies most closely resembled these associations. There were also subversive and criminal societies which engaged in mafioso types of activity. Some of these functions overlapped, but the first 2 groups served as extensions of traditional authority to achieve goals set by the particular social order. In this, these associations were more ascriptive than voluntary. The Poor and Sierra Leone was a powerful society, etc. So, to end this right here, the free black societies resembled both the scope of African secret societies and the communal nature of African life. It could be that because of their communal experience, Africans in the New World had a greater tendency toward mutual cooperation. Moreover, their well-ordered and hierarchical social systems might have provided a greater propensity for organization. In America, free blacks confronted a situation that was qualitatively different from conditions in Africa. They could not govern each other's total existence through benevolent societies because they lacked the ascriptive powers present at home. Whereas a scribe status was requisite in pre-industrial society, it broke down in an industrial order. Free blacks were therefore compelled to rely on voluntary associations to bring some stability to their lives. So, I'll stop that there because that is a lot. Let me look in the chat. Is he here? Nope, he's still not here. No Aboriginal power in sight. So, with that being said, those specific African societies are the foundation of the free black community, and these people from the 1700'S named their organizations. They named it for themselves. They did that. They know who they are. They know their culture, they know their origin, and they know about the slave trade. So, moving forward, Monster Mouth, they all know that. They just don't want to admit they were wrong and pushing misinformation for years. Who's Monster Mouth? Oh, man, y'all going in here. But anyway, I want to go further. This is just covering some things for those who may be new to the channel. Want to make sure that I cover this in full. And what we're going to look at is this. Give me 1 second. Going back to schools. I showed this the other day, or we was talking about this. Hold on. So before we even get to that, let's just go here. Give me 1 second. My bad. We're going to talk about our Masonic friends and benevolent orders. We're going to do that real quick before we get to that. Where is it? Why is it not showing up? Okay, here it is. Boom. All right. This is called the Boston Plan, right? So if you want to look at the primary, it's really on this thing. All you have to do is, if I go back, see it's right here. See it? It's here. If you want to look at the actual thing and you think you're nice and you can read it, it's there. So you can see it for yourself. All right. So this is for you, Aboriginal power. So you have an individual, Mr. Prince Hall, Revolutionary Ward up. What does he do? What is the first thing he wants to do for the black community? So mind you, not only is the African Union Society writing their state, they're also in tune with other free black communities. They actually presented this idea to Richard Allen in Philadelphia. They actually put this idea forth going along down the lines in Boston, etc. This is an idea that came from the black people first, not the European. They knew who they were. But this is for you, Mr. Aboriginal Power. This is what Prince Hall has to say to Massachusetts in the Boston Plan. We, or our ancestors, have been taken from our dear connections and brought from Africa. Wow. Well, I guess they interjected that. They put that in there. That's not the primary. Yeah, that's what you guys like to say, right? Cool. And put into a state of slavery in this country from which unhappy situation we have been lately in. Some measure delivered by the new constitution which has been adopted by the state or by a free act of the former masters. But we yet to find ourselves in many respects in very disagreeable and disadvantageous circumstances, most of which must attend us so long as we and our children live in America. This leads us humbly to propose for the following plan to the consideration of the Honorable Court. The soil of the native country is good and produces necessities of life in a great abundance. So this whole thing, remember what the title of this video is, Black Voices. These are black people speaking for themselves. This is what they say. This leads us to observe that we are poor and utterly unable to prosecute this scheme or return to Africa without assistance. So these guys, they don't really have the money to do what they want to do, but they want to get up out of here. And they are telling you they want to go back home. Nobody told them that was their home. They knew who they were. Money is wanted to involve those who shall be appointed to go to Africa, etc. So they basically didn't pay attention to this plan. They basically said, that's a wrap. They ain't pay attention to that. So now what happens to Prince Hall and his family? What happens? What happens is he has a son. And his son's name is Primus Hall. Again, fighter, etc. to free black people. That's what he did. Abolitionist. So right here, we're going over this again for those who never seen this before. In 1798, 60 members of the black community organized the African school. Again, we have this African school in order to educate their children. So 1798, the Black African Lodge, because that's what it's called, the African Lodge. Yes, that's what it's called. They had societies as well there, but we're talking about this specific school at this juncture. And they make this school to educate their children. The school first met in the home of Primus Hall, Prince Hall's son. It moved into the floor room of the African Meeting House in 1808. At this date, the African-American children who were enrolled in Boston public schools moved their enrollment to the African school. In 1812, the Boston School Committee finally became worn down by decades of petitions and requests. They officially reorganized the African school and started providing partial funding. This is what these black people did. These are coming from the voices and the actions and the works of black people here in the Americas. Where are the 1700, 1800 blacks saying they are the original Cherokee, Yamasee, Goulet, Sobe, and they always been here? Where's that at? This is what we're here for. This is what we want to see. This deads this conversation. This ends this conversation. This ends this debate. This is not even a debate. This ends this. But let's keep moving on further. I'm going to give you some black voices again. Aboriginal Power is on the run. He is not here. I bet you won't come on my page trolling me no more, talking about if I want the smoke. I bet you won't do that after this, because you're going to have a lot to respond to, my brother. But you won't troll the God no more. No, you won't. because I'm relentless. I will not stop. So now, I showed this before to people who didn't see this. And for those who might not have, here we go again. This is an orientation by the Honorable Peter Williams Jr. Let's read an oration on the abolition of the slave trade, delivered in where? The African Church. So the church is called the African Church. This is the black people speaking for themselves. Where are y'all black people speaking for themselves with this Aboriginal, COINTELPRO, indigenous to the keyboard, internet nonsense? Where is it, Aboriginal power? Please bring those black people to the forefront. Okay, what does it say? Peter Williams Jr., a descendant of Africa. So Peter Williams Jr. in 1808 knew where the hell he was from. So for those who missed this diagram the last time, he is celebrating what happens in 1808. The United States starts to say no more importation of the people coming from this continent. The British are the ones who initiate it, and then these individuals follow suit. But what is interesting here, which I pointed out before, is that this is the voice of a black man who knows the history of America. And this is what he says. He says the severities of the employment were so insupportable to men who were unaccustomed to fatigue that according to Robinson's History of America, upwards of 900,000 were destroyed in the space of 15 years on the island of Hispaniola. You know, that's Haiti and the Dominican Republic. This was no other than, he goes, a consumption so rapid, most in short period, have deprived them of the instruments of labor. Had not the same genius which first produced it found out another method to obtain them. This was no other than the importation of slaves from the coast of Africa. Here, he says the Genoese made the first regular importation in the year 1507 by a virtue of a patent granted by Charles of Austria to the Flemish. This is an actual fact. These are called the asientos, and the asientos are Spanish contracts, and these contracts were given to nations to enter the slave trade. So right here, these guys are celebrating the end of the international slave trade. They recognize who they are. They know their actual places of in the Pacific areas where they are, and they're speaking for themselves. So let me get out of here and let me go back and see the Aboriginal power show up. There is no Aboriginal power. He's on the run. Man, this is not fun. It's not fun, man. It's not fun without the Aboriginal power to smoke. So here's some more information for the people. Just give me 1 second while I upload this. I'm waiting for this to download. Resend it to myself. Aboriginal power. Run. Texting that guy right now again. That's right. Stay on the run. So I just gave you 3 things to deal with Aboriginal power. I have a whole bunch of stuff here lined up specifically for you. But since you're nowhere to be found and we can't find you, I guess you were repping Turtle Island and you went back into your shell of your turtle. I'm here to break your shell, son. No homo. Pause. I'm here to break that. Yeah, I'm going in, son. That's all I'm going to say, son. I'm looking for this thing, man. It ain't popping up. Give me 1 second here. I have to resend this to myself. Somehow it didn't go. I don't know why. I'll hold off on it. Let's go back No Aboriginal power here. Let me see what's going on in the chat. So I gave you 3 or 4 people to deal with. You're going to deal with my man Prince Hall. You're going to deal with Peter Williams Jr. You're going to deal with Newport Gardner and his organization. You're going to deal with Peter Williams Jr. You're going to deal with those individuals. And once you deal with that, come back. I have more. I have a lot more for you. But let me see here. What's going on? It's not too broad from us back. We know that we originated from the African continent and that we are also Jamaican. No, most of us don't. He may consider himself just not African. It's not fair, man. It's not fair. This guy wants to play games. Anyway, I'm gonna end this. I thought this guy was gonna pop up, and he didn't. And yeah. So hopefully you guys found out something about the African Union Society, making sure I give you something so you can research, and Newport Gardner and their school that they built in 1808. You may have heard of Prince Hall's son, Primus Hall, and you have that school. And you may have heard now specifically point by point on where these African societies' ideology comes from, and that it outdid the actual church. The foundation of the free Black community is based off African science. Drop the mic. Boom. Aboriginal power. You want no smoke. I'm ending this show, and I'm going to put my thing on because you done ran and you ran and you ran. Man, I should have listened to Danny and just leave these dudes alone, yo. Makes no fun. But here's my goodbye message for you. I hope you get it. Here's my goodbye message, Aboriginal power.
New Black knowledge is over there right now calling you niggas out, saying y'all Aboriginals is fake, and Africans was over here running shit in the 14 and 1500s. None of you niggas gonna show up over there. I hope you show up, Aboriginal power. I hope you show up for me. That's all I'm saying. I hope you show up for me. I'm not about to say nothing negative about it. I don't have to say nothing negative about it. The proof in the... There's a channel called motherfucking New Black Knowledge that's dogging Aboriginals. Dogging you $5 Indians. Is on motherfucking New Black Power channel tonight. All of them is going to drop the bad ball. There's a Pan-African right now that everybody's scared of in the Aboriginal community. Terry Mayo and Raborn. Raborn's channel the other day. I went over there to debate it for the Aboriginals, and none of them bitch ass niggas showed up over there, did nothing. None of the Indians did business. Now Raborn and them seeing it. Now Raborn and them over there calling out all the Aboriginals.
All right. No Aboriginal power to be found, because there is no such thing as Aboriginal power. Is fake. They can't produce no people utilizing this ideology that they have to do anything for Black people in America. I'm not going to disrespect Black people that can relate or have actual ties to Native Americans. I won't do that. But these guys here, they are a problem. So I'll put the link in here just in case somebody wants to jump on, or somebody else wants to jump on. And with that, after that, I guess I will say peace and adios, amigos. Any questions about what you saw? Peace, Raza. Peace. 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 Nobody wants to jump on. Going once. Going twice. I'm out of here. I just made sure that you guys had a couple of some information in here. With that being said, peace. They are run. Genetically, we aren't Africans. Genetically, we're mixed people. Genetically, we are of African descent. Genetically, we can show that we do have European DNA and that we do have some Native American DNA because of the actual mixing and trading of people and our interaction with them. Majority of 86%. Y'all hold on. Let me just do this because I'm tired of seeing that as well. I'm gonna show this before I leave. All right, let's go. Let's get it in. We got some stuff to show. Let's go. I'm tired of hearing that. So now you want to know what they say about what we have. Let's do it. Let's get it over with. Let's get down to the get down. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing. This is August 11th, 2020. DNA study shows many African Americans have Nigerian ancestry. Today, there are communities of people with Nigerian ancestry, mostly in Brazil, Cuba, and Jamaica, who have retained some of their ancestral beliefs and traditions. What are those beliefs and what are those traditions? Those beliefs are Yoruba, Orishas. We see Igbo, Olodinani. In Cuba, we see what? The Abuka Society. What does that resemble? A West African secret society. What is that secret society called? It is called ECPE. Brazil, what do you see? You see the same thing. You see Ifa there, right? You see Candomblé, the dance from Angola there. You see African stick fighting there. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. In the largest DNA study of people of African ancestry in the Americas, researchers found an overrepresentation of Nigerian genetic ancestry in the United States and Latin America compared to the proportion of enslaved people shipped to these places from regions within modern-day Nigeria. While the finds from the genetic study are largely supported by established narratives and historic records of the transatlantic slave trade, there were also some inconsistencies. The researchers put forward a new narrative explaining the variation in African ancestry in the Americas and how their variations were shaped by transatlantic and the later intra-America slave trade, whose impact was only recently understood. The study, which involved the DNA of 50,281 people of African descent in the United States and Latin America and Europe, etc. The genetic DNA data analyzed against historical records of 36,000 transatlantic slave trade voyages that happened between 1492 and the 19th century. The overrepresentation of Nigerian ancestry is said to be a result of the intra-American slave trade between the British Caribbean and the mainland. In any event, if you want to look up what this study is, you'll keep seeing them, and every 2 years, they're going to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. You're not going to get a different answer. There is no other answer. The intangible cultures are here. How did Ogun get to America? How did Ifa get here? How did Voodoo get here? How did Anansi get here? How did the languages get here? It's there. It's been there. Yes, genetically, we are all mixed. What person on the planet Earth, Mark D, is not mixed? Show me a person on the planet Earth that does not have no other admixture with no people on their chromosomes, in their genome. You can't do that. Ridiculous, man. Yeah, peace now is 120. So, if there's any other questions about the African voices from the 1700s to the 1800s, I think I can end this unless you want more. So, now that's a reach. What's a reach? Yeah, this is sad, Lakeisha. It is. It's really sad. Yeah, we have some Euro DNA. Who said we didn't? We got some of that. That's not up for the dispute. But I hope you guys are gonna watch the fight tonight. My man Errol Spence is getting up in the ring. I don't know how he's gonna be after that car accident. I don't know. But we shall see. That's what will make that fight interesting. So, Peace Mark D, the Fulani presence in America. Uh, that's a rough one. You can see a lot of those. That culture you can see a lot in French, in France and Louisiana. You can see them there. But that history with those brothers is good and bad because they took on Islam and they were doing Pacific jihads, and their jihads were against those people who did not accept the faith. But they also had wars and were captured and also sent here. So many of those are warriors. But yeah, I scared everyone away more fears. This Aboriginal conversation is done. Yo, I don't know where he at. Don't ask me where he at. I don't know. They call me out. They jump on my page telling me they want to smoke. And what's up? Let's get it in. And I'm here. What's popping? And then they run. You don't want that smoke with this conversation. You can't have this conversation because we are showing the black people speaking for themselves from the 17 and 1800s who are doing the work, who are celebrating the end of the slave trade, who are helping to end the slave trade, who are fighting both physically and mentally and politically amongst their captives. We showing their association, what they built, the books that they wrote, the speeches that they speak. These dudes can't show you no black leader that's talking that we always been here, we the original, none of that garbage. I despise that, man. They can't show it. Yeah, they were Aborigines. But yeah, man, I don't know where he at, yo. But I'm out of here. Are the people that call themselves Mexicans, are they related to Native American, Asian? I don't know, but I looked at some things about them. Some of them are mixed. They genetics and they how we say phenotype. They have it. They mix with a bunch of different kind of original people here. So yeah, those 5-footers they from up over here. What is my stance on Islam and Ethiopia? What is your stance on Islam from Ethiopia? Well, that's a different conversation. What can I say about that? Well, we know that the Islam. Well, I'm under the school of thought that Islam was founded by Syrian Christians, and those Christian sects of the Aryan sect are the ones who founded that Christianity. As far as the Pacific kings and stuff in Ethiopia, I'm not sold on that 100% yet. I'm not sold on that. I'm still, you have the Byzantine Empire, but you did have these individuals. But is it because it's the power base of the churches there? I'm not sure. But since you asked that, I'm going to put something on the screen because I know people like, wait, what did this guy just say? So I'm going to put something up here. Islam. So I'm gonna show my screen so people can understand why I'm saying this, so you can get it together. So y'all probably seen this book before. This is a very good book. It's like 3 books that goes to this, because it's another individual who goes under a pseudoism name because the Arabs he's scared that the Arabs are going to try to get him. But to get to the question, this book deals with some of the literature, the earliest mentions of it, the actual followers and the companions of the early companions of Muhammad, just to answer your question. And those individuals don't mention Islam or Muhammad at all. So I just want to show, I think it's on page 40. Where is it? Okay. So these specific coins that you're looking at right here, let me blow this up a little more. You're gonna see specific words that is on these coins. So it says this is a reverse of a Christian Arabian coin from Damascus with the monogram of the Emperor Heraclius over the denomination M. The observe of a Christian Arabian coin from Damascus with a frontal image of the Christian Arabian ruler following the typical depiction of that, right? So in these coins, you're going to see that this Muhammad, or this word Muhammad, just doesn't mean this individual that history speaks of. You're going to find out that it actually deals with Christianity, and that Muhammad is a title, and that it actually is dealing with Jesus. So let me get to this one thing. Hold on. My thing is stopping on me. Where is it? Come on. Okay, so here's Abd al-Malik's Jesus is Muhammadun. I might pronounce that wrong. So this guy, Abdullah, servant of God, he's a king. And it said Abd al-Malik's mission that Jesus be understood as the chosen praised. Muhammad, servant of God, Abdullah. Right? So it says, a new Christian movement intended to unite all Christians of the Arabian Empire was announced by the demand that an understanding of Jesus as the Muhammad be adopted. You repeat that. Let's blow that up. What does it say? It says that they demand that an understanding of Jesus as the Muhammad be adopted. This demand was preceded by another, namely that Jesus be conceived as Abdullah. The point of this demand was to give Christian theology in the Orient a lettermorph that could be employed over against the visit time. So the idea of Jesus as Abdullah is reminiscent of the position of Arius, who came from Anatoch. It also can be found later in the inscription in the Dome of the Rock, which states along with a date of 72 following the Arabian era. And you see this word here, and then just to cut that so you can go, there's a ruler holding a cross, which is this guy right here. Let me blow this up. This guy here is a ruler holding the cross right here, and on the back is this Muhammad. I mean, that's a whole nother build, but I don't want to make this about this because this is not about that. But that's just my understanding on it for right now. I could get into a little more of it. Yeah, I would like to know why and how your understanding of Islam came to be Syria, and what the sources can use to substantiate that claim? I just showed you a couple of them, and I'm basically showing that it's a Syrian form of Christianity that deals with Arianism. And then that this would be a long conversation, because then we're gonna go into what is the historical information of actual Muhammad, and that's how I would be able to do that. But I don't want to do that on this show. I don't want to do that because this is not about that. All right, but I'll answer your question. I'll do something about it, but I just don't want to go into it. But for me, those are my sources that you just saw, the actual coins of the actual rulers, and those are kind of damning, man. It's kind of damning that they called Jesus Muhammad. Yeah, peace, KD, peace, Afro-Asiatic. The Quran has big respect for Jesus. Yeah, I know. You rock with Jesus. I know you know how I feel about that. Yeah, those apples are clutching. Yeah, no doubt. I don't got no problem with going through that on how I see it. You know what I'm saying? And basically with that, yes, it means servant of Allah. That could be that, but Abdullah, it depends on the way that his word or is put together. But I was talking to a brother, what's his name? The guy from Britain. Oh man, Kalam. Kalam gave a good build about the Ethiopian Christians and their rule in Ethiopia and how Islam ties to that and how no one really talks about them. So he told me something I ain't really pay attention to. So that's something good. We'll get into that. What was the source for what? Oh, the source is this book here. I'm out of here after this because I don't want this to be about religion. I want this specifically on the history of this guy. So this is it here. This is the book. This is one of the books, The Hidden Origins of Islam, right here. And then there's another book that goes with this, and then another one by the guy from Luxembourg. They have some compelling arguments. And when you get to the history of who this man is, you're going to have a rude awakening. You're going to have a rude awakening. Very rude awakening. All right. Oh, the source is there in that book, but they in museums and stuff. Yeah, Robin Rand, I'm with you on that. No Muhammad. I don't bear witness. But that's another story. Yeah, I'm the Avo killer. Well, I'm out of here, man. Peace to everybody that came in the show. Peace to the donations and stuff like that. Peace to everybody. 81 people watching. I'm out of here signing off. Aboriginals on the run. They eating on the run.